Hello, my friends. I'm glad you are here. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders rest. There is nothing you need to finish right now. For a little while, we can simply listen. We can be calm together. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to laugh today? You might laugh at home. You might laugh with friends. You might laugh at something you see on a screen. It can feel small and quick. But have you ever wondered about this simple thing? Long ago, before busy streets and tall buildings, a laugh could matter a lot. Not because it was for fun, not because it was a show, but because it could change a moment between people. It could make a group feel closer. It could even change how power felt in a room. To understand this, we need to go back to early human life, back to small groups moving across land, back to nights with firelight and shadows, back to a world where the day was work and the night was careful. Long before cities, people lived close to the land. They moved when food moved. They followed animals. They searched for water. They picked plants and seeds. Dust stayed on their feet. Smoke stayed on their clothes. Life was simple, but it was not easy. In those early groups, people watched each other closely. A small sign could matter. A look, a hand movement, a sound in the dark. When danger was near, the group needed to act together. At night, they often sat near a fire. The fire gave warmth, the fire gave light, and the fire brought bodies close. In that circle, faces were easier to see. Hands were busy. Someone turned meat on a stick. Someone cleaned tool. A child leaned into a parent's side. A laugh in that place was not just noise. It was a signal. It said, "I am with you." It said, "Right now, we are safe." It said, "You can breathe." Sometimes a laugh came from relief. A storm passed. A hunt ended without injury. A child stopped crying and finally slept. The group could rest for a moment. And then something small happened. Maybe someone tried to sit on a stone and slipped. Maybe someone's serious face looked too serious, and another person copied it in a gentle way. No one meant harm. It was just a small human moment. One person laughed. Another person answered with a small laugh. Then someone across the fire joined in, and then someone else. The laugh did not spread fast. It spread slowly, from face to face. Some people only smiled. Some people made a quiet sound. A child copied the adults and laughed too. That laughter helped the group in a quiet way. When people are tired, small problems can grow fast. A spilled bowl, a sharp word, a mistake with food. But laughter could calm the air. It could help people forgive a small error before it became anger. Sometimes people laughed while working. Work could be long. Work could be heavy. Hands hurt, backs hurt. The same motion repeated again and again. But even then, laughter could appear. Someone copied the stubborn walk of an animal. Someone made the sound of a bird that always stole food. A young person tried to look like an older leader, and the result was awkward and funny. The group laughed, not to mock, but to make the work feel easier for a moment. As time passed, many people began to stay longer in one place. They found good land. They planted seeds. They stored grain. They built stronger homes. Slowly, small villages formed. Village life changed many things. People saw the same neighbors every day. They shared paths and wells. They heard the same voices again and again. There was more food at certain times of year, but there were also more rules. Laughter in a village could be warm. People laughed at weddings. They laughed during meals. They laughed when children played games in the dust. But village laughter could also be sharp. If someone was new, the group might test them. If someone was poor, others might laugh at their torn sleeve or broken sandals. If someone had no strong family, they could feel alone even inside a crowd. Here, laughter could do two different things. It could pull someone in and say, "You belong with us," or it could push someone out and say, "You are not like us." The sound was the same, but the meaning was different. Then villages grew into towns, and towns grew into cities. Cities brought walls, markets, temples, and rulers. People met many strangers. They traded grain, cloth, salt, pottery, and metal tools. In a busy market, trust mattered. A buyer wanted to know if a seller was fair. A seller wanted to know if a buyer would pay. Words did not always match because travelers came from far away. In that place, laughter could help in a simple way. A small shared smile could soften a face. A short laugh could ease pressure for a moment. It could turn a hard look into a calmer look. Then a deal could happen more smoothly. Trade and travel helped laughter move from place to place. When people met strangers, they often felt careful at first, but a small smile could help. A short laugh could show, "I mean no harm." Over time, travelers carried this habit with them. They used it in new markets, new roads, and new towns. Not as a special skill, just as a simple human way to soften a moment. And when other people saw it, they copied it. Slowly, the same kind of friendly laughter appeared in many places. People have always told stories around fires, inside small homes, in courtyards, on boats moving along a river. A traveler might tell a simple story: a greedy man who hid food and lost it, a proud person who stepped into mud and fell, a donkey that refused to move and made everyone late. People listened, they laughed, then they told the story again in another place. The story changed a little, but the laugh stayed. As roads grew and ships moved across seas, these stories moved too. Caravans crossed dry land, sailors shared meals on wooden decks, merchants slept beside their goods. And in those long journeys, laughter helped people live together in tight spaces. But in the world of rulers and strong cities, laughter was not always safe. Sometimes people laughed and everyone understood what the laugh was about, even if no one said a name, and power did not always like that. In some palaces and courts, rulers wanted laughter nearby. They wanted music. They wanted light moods. They wanted to feel admired. Imagine a large hall with stone floors. A ruler sits on a raised seat. Guards stand near the walls with their arms still. Servants move quietly with cups and trays. A performer steps forward. He makes a silly face. He tells a playful story about a lazy worker and a stubborn donkey. The ruler smiles. People in the room laugh. Some laugh loudly. Some laugh softly because they are watching the guards. But in those places, laughter was not fully free. It had a clear limit. People could joke only when the ruler allowed it. They could make the room feel light, but only in a safe way. If a joke came too close to the ruler, the room could change fast. A smile could disappear. A guard could step forward. So people learned to be careful. They learned two kinds of laughter. One kind was open, in front of everyone. The other kind was quiet, shared only with trusted people. This was not about being funny. It was about staying safe. In streets and homes, ordinary people also used careful laughter. If life felt unfair, many could not complain openly. A complaint could bring trouble, but a small story told with a calm smile could carry a message. It could say, "We see what is happening." It could say, "We understand, even if we stay quiet." Now we come to a harder chapter. We will speak gently, but we will be honest. In many places, work was not shared in the same way. Some people worked all day, and some did not. Some carried heavy loads, and some gave orders. Some ate well, and some ate little. In that world, laughter could be used to hurt. A powerful person could laugh at a worker's accent. They could laugh at a servant who moved too slowly. They could laugh at someone's worn clothing in front of others. This kind of laughter was a public sign. It told everyone, this person is lower. It taught children who had value and who did not. It made an unfair difference feel normal. Sometimes people were forced to laugh. A ruler or wealthy person told a joke. Others smiled, even if they did not feel it. They laughed because it was safer to laugh than to stay silent. And sometimes people laughed to hide pain. A worker might say, "It is fine," with a small laugh, even when it was not fine. They had to keep going. They had to survive the day. They had to bring food home. But people also protected their own warm laughter. In small rooms after work, families shared meals. They spoke about the day. They laughed at small mistakes that were safe to laugh about. A bowl that cracked, a child who spilled water, a neighbor's goat that entered the wrong yard again. This laughter did not change the rules of the city, but it kept people close to each other. It kept a small part of life soft. As societies grew larger, festivals became important. Many communities gathered at certain times of year. There was music, there were dances, there were shared foods. People wore their best clothing or simple costumes. For a short time, life felt lighter. These gatherings helped people feel like one community. They helped strangers become familiar. They helped the town feel calmer for a while. Now we move forward into the modern world. Here, machines changed daily life. Work changed, travel changed, communication changed. In older times, most laughter stayed close to where people lived. If you wanted to hear a funny story, you needed to be near the storyteller. The laugh lived in the room with you. Then printing spread stories farther. Words could travel without the speaker. A person could read alone and smile in silence. That was something new. Later, many people left villages and moved into growing cities. Factories brought long hours and strict schedules. Many days looked the same: work, 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 then sleep. In that kind of life, people wanted relief at the end of the day. They did not want heavy thinking. They wanted a light moment. So public entertainment grew. Theater and shows. Later, recorded sound. Later, moving pictures. People could sit in a hall with strangers and laugh together. The same funny scene could be shared by many people in many places. In the modern world, laughter found a new home. It moved into shops and public streets. Imagine a busy city road. People walk past windows full of goods. They are tired after work. Their shoulders drop. Their feet are slow. So sellers began to use simple humor. A small joke on a poster. A friendly, smiling face in a drawing. Later, a funny voice on the radio. Later, a short, funny scene on television. The goal was simple: make people feel relaxed and make a name easy to remember. Laughter became part of buying and selling. Modern public life also used laughter in other ways. In some cities, people gathered near a newspaper stall in the morning. They bought a paper and opened it on the street. Sometimes there was a funny drawing of a leader on the front page. People made a quiet laugh. They looked at each other and understood the message. In some places, public jokes were allowed. People could laugh at a cartoon or a funny story about a leader. But in other places, that same joke could bring trouble. A small laugh could be treated as an insult. So people learned to be careful again, just like before. They kept one kind of laughter for public spaces, and they kept another kind for private spaces with trusted friends. The careful laughter did not disappear in the modern world. It returned in a new form. Then, in our own time, communication became even faster. A person can share a short video in seconds. A person can send a message across oceans. People can laugh at the same moment, even if they live far apart. This can feel nice, but it can also feel confusing, because laughter can travel without the full situation around it. A joke from one place can sound strange in another place. A laugh meant to be kind can sound unkind. A laugh meant to be private can become public. So people are still getting used to it, slowly, just as travelers got used to new markets, just as village life changed into towns, just as towns changed into cities. Now let's come back to you, to this moment, to your day. Next time you laugh, notice it for 1 second, not like a test, not in a serious way, just as a quiet thought. When you hear yourself laugh, remember a small circle near a fire, tired faces, hands dark with ash, a pot warming near the flame. Someone makes a small playful sound, and the group laughs. For a moment, the night feels safer. When you hear laughter on a street, imagine an old market, baskets on the ground, a cracked pot on a table, a traveler trying to explain a price with simple words and hand signs. A short laugh passes between two people. The pressure softens. When you hear laughter near power, remember the limit. Some laughter was allowed. Some laughter brought danger. Some laughter stayed inside homes late at night where people trusted each other. And when you laugh at something on a screen, remember how far the world has traveled. From fire circles to printed pages, from long roads to machines, from small villages to crowded cities. A laugh is ordinary today, but it carries a long journey inside it. It carries work and travel. It carries rules and change. It carries warmth, and sometimes it carries warning. You do not need to do anything with this thought. Just keep it gently. Let it be quiet. Let it be simple. Thank you for listening with me. I hope you feel calm, and I hope this small human story stays with you in an easy way as you move through your day. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.